fanny farts. The last anal experience, not great. Yeah, flick him in the bollock. But how to overcome the fear of going on top and everything wobbling about. Gonna get a twitcher.
Fucking twitcher.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. So for today's video we are doing a huge sex Q&A. So originally I had plans for John to sit in on this with me. However, John gets a little bit embarrassed when it comes to talking about sex, which I do not understand why he is with me, because I'd say I'm sex positive. Like, I am very open, honest and whatever about sex, masturbating, all of that good. So John will be chiming in every now and again, but I went onto Instagram and I basically just said, like, ask me questions about sex, and I had a lot of questions, like a lot. I'm not being funny, but I've had like more questions than I've ever had before, and I think people like to talk about sex, to be honest. I do. So we've had like quite a few to go through, so let's just start with, we'll go from the bottom and work our way up. Why won't you make porn? The first question I got. I would. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not against that at all. I think, being honest, John and I have made porn for ourselves, but we haven't ever put it anywhere. I read an article that you could get £34,000 for an amateur porn video. I took it to John, he wasn't having any of it. So that's why we don't make porn. Favourite position? I don't really know, because it has been so long since me and John have actually had sex. Like, I should probably say this now. Me and John haven't had sex for probably coming on 2 years, would you say?
Yeah, probably 2 years.
Yeah, because I have vaginal issues. I have possible endometriosis, and that makes it really painful. Like, the minute we've tried since, and the minute the tip goes in, I'm just in bits. Like, I'm crying in pain. So we just haven't. We do other things, but we just don't have sex, like penetrative sex. I think it used to be on top. I used to like being on top. What was your favourite position?
I don't know, probably when your legs on your front. With like one of your legs lifted up.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Thoughts on anal? I don't have a thought against anal. No, I'm not. Honestly, you're going to see us argue now. Because obviously vaginal sex hurts. Anal sex also does hurt, but it is nowhere near as painful as vaginal sex for me. So we have done anal like a couple of times, would you say? Once properly.
Yeah. And
it was good. Like, I didn't have any like issues with it. I was scared like he was going to pull out and there was going to be a bit of poo on the end of his willy, but other than that, like, there was no issues. Second time around, we were like joking about, and I said, "You're on my arsehole, do not put your willy anywhere near my bumhole." Like, and he was like, I was like, "You're on my bumhole," and he was like, "No, I'm not." I was like, "John, you're on my bumhole." He was like, "No, I'm not." And as a joke, he thrusted and it went in my arsehole, and I have never been in so much pain. I was crying, and he felt so bad because he genuinely thought I was joking. Yeah, so the last anal experience, not great, but the experience before that, fine, like, lovely. But yeah, so he's been trying to get me to go back to it ever since. We have been gifted, well, I have been given an anal kit for Christmas. Does it hurt? For me, at the moment, yes, it really hurts. But if you're talking like virginity, it did hurt, but not pain, if that makes sense. It was uncomfortable more than painful. It didn't hurt in a sense like I was like, oh my god, what is going on? This is like excruciating. It just felt different. It felt uncomfortable. But once you get into the swing of things and after you've had sex like 2 or 3 times, in my experience anyway, it was fine. What fetish would you choose if you had to? I don't know. I don't think I have a fetish. Do you think I have a fetish? What fetish?
It's been too long to discover if you do.
It's true. What fetish would you choose if you had to though?
Sort of be into it to know what one you would. But then surely if you liked it, it would be yours.
I guess so. Age? No. What's B? Bondage. I wouldn't say bondage. Foot fetish. I definitely don't have a foot fetish. Nylons. You have a fetish. You have a fetish. Stockings. John loves a stocking. If you ever want to seduce my boyfriend, wear some stockings. Wet and messy fetish. Smoking fetish. Pregnancy fetish. No, I don't think. Armpit fetish. Fat fetish. That's what you've got with me. I don't think I have a fetish. Oddly enough, I don't. If I had to choose one, probably smoking fetish. I would love a cigarette. I get really self-conscious about my body during sex. Any tips? Don't show it. That's the best thing I can say. If you are kind of like covering up and you know you don't want them to see parts of your body or your belly, whatever, it can be kind of like a turn off. So fake it till you make it. Like, act like you are so confident in your body. They will find that really sexy. Like, don't you reckon? Confidence is sexy. Like, if I'm on top doing my thing, that's sexy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
I would respect if you didn't want to.
No. But like, she says she feels not confident in bed because of like
so it's
body.
Not that she doesn't want to.
No. It's body insecurities.
Oh right.
So fake it till you make it. Honestly, they're not gonna sit there and be like, I don't like that stretch mark of yours. They're not gonna do it because they're so interested in getting.
If they do, just flick them in the dick.
Yeah, flick them in the bollock. But they're not gonna because they're so interested in coming that they're not gonna look at it like that. Do you know what I mean? If it's like a one night stand, I kind of understand, because sometimes you can feel a bit like, I don't really know this person. But then again, if it's a one night stand, you're never going to see him again. So you've got to look at it in positives like that. With your partner, either tell them and be like, look, I feel really self-conscious. And if they say to you, like, don't, you know, I love that part of you, then start to own it. Or just fake it till you make it. Just be like, I am a confident bitch. I am going to jump on this willy, lick this vagina, and I'm going to love life. Do you know what I mean? The more confident you are, the more sexy they will find you. How do you react to fanny farts? We find them really funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably like really immature, but we just laugh, don't we?
What's that?
Fanny farts.
Yeah.
We find them really funny. Best place for sexy lingerie for bigger boobs. Okay, so I would say, the places I would go to are Asda George. They do really nice bras. They do, their sets are better online. I would say Fashion Nova do really nice plus size. Fashion Nova do really nice plus size lingerie. I'm actually wearing one of their bodysuits today. Ann Summers, although you do pay a bit more with Ann Summers, and I found Playful Promises as well. They do some really nice lingerie. Yeah, they're like a few. The best thing I would say is type in your bra size to Google. So like, I'm a 36 to 38G. Just type in 38G lingerie and it will just bring you up a list, and it's just trial and error, really. I think sex is a second beautiful thing after love. Yeah, I agree. I think so. With sex, you kind of stand the test of time. So like, if you're not having sex, is your relationship breaking down? Do you still find each other attractive? Do you still love each other if you're not having sex? And I think that's the main thing that me and John have kind of discovered. Through not having sex, we can still be happy. We don't need to have sex to validate our love, validate our relationship. And I think if you do, just know that that is not a long-term relationship that you should stay in, because sex, if your relationship just thrives on sex, your sex may be incredible, it may be amazing, but how do you feel when you're not having sex? That's what you need to look at. How to overcome the fear of going on top and everything wobbling about. I get this. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I first got on, like, into getting on top, I would be so conscious about my boobs because they basically sit under my armpits, and I'd just be like, I don't, like, how can he find this sexy? But just know, like, the person that you're with has to be sexually attracted to you to have sex with you. So I don't think a bit of, like, wobble is gonna put them off. I think a lot of the time men do like to watch your boobs flap about. Am I right?
What's that, sorry?
Men like to see, like, boobs. Like, when you're on top, they like to see your boobs. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, and they like...
Well, I can't speak for all men, but...
You do.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a twitcher.
Fucking twitcher.
Yeah, so they like things like that. Like, and I think men especially who, say if you are curvy and are with you, they like that. They get, like, enticed by that. They find that sexy. It's their kind of thing. Yeah, you just kind of need to validate it in yourself that they find me sexy. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to have sex with me. The next thing I would try is either putting yourself out there completely. So, like, just being like, fuck it, I'm going to be naked and I'm going to ride the willy and just do it, instead of feeling like you shouldn't do it and putting on, like, a baggy t-shirt because you don't want him to see the flobble on the wobble. Do you know what I mean? Or I would say just avoid that. Just avoid the t-shirt because you are just trying to, like, you're just, like, validating to yourself that you should feel that way and you shouldn't. So bin the t-shirt, try lingerie, try things to make yourself feel more sexy. So even, like, something like this little bodysuit, it will hold you in a little bit more if that's what you're comfortable with, or just go free for all and get on with it and love it. And, like, if you are, like, halfway through and you're thinking, like, oh, he's not finding me attractive or whatever, just look at his face, because I promise you he'll be having a great time. Do you like girls? That's a really weird question because I've never really thought about it. I have had sexual experiences with girls, but I've never thought about it in a sense of, like, oh, I'd like a relationship with a girl. I could happily have sex with a girl if, like, it came to it, or, like, a threesome, whatever. I would happily do all of that. But I could never be in a relationship with a woman. Like, I don't think I could ever be happy being with another woman. I like to be with a man, like, relationship wise. I enjoy being with a man. So I think I wouldn't say I like girls in a sense of, like, I could love girls, I can have sex with girls, but I don't think I can, I know I couldn't be with a girl. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense, probably not. I fancy introducing a vibrator into my sex life, but I don't want to dent my man's ego. Okay, this is something that I understand, but I think your man isn't your only source of pleasure. He is never going to be your only source of pleasure. You can masturbate, you can do things yourself, so do not feel like your man is your only source of pleasure, because it's not that way. And he probably knows that. Like, I'm sure you've caught him playing with his 5 fingers. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he still does that. You're not his only source, if that makes sense. So either explain it to him, just be like, yeah, it's when you're not here. Like, you know, if you're not here, or, like, if you're at work and I'm feeling a little bit frisky. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. You can explain it. Or you could be like, take him to, like, Ann Summers with you, or have a look online at them with him and get him to get involved and be like, that one looks good, or you should try that one. Do you know what I mean? And try and kind of, like, include him. I think it dents a man's ego when you stop wanting them and only want the toy. But if you say, like, oh, let's go to Ann Summers and let's buy some stuff together, get couple sex toys as well, or, like, get him to use the vibrator on you. There's, like, incorporate it with him so he doesn't feel, like, left out if he has a problem with it in the beginning. You never know, he might be so, like, sex positive, be like, yes, I will buy you one for Valentine's Day, crack on, my love. Do you know what I mean? Include him. Make it sexy. Make him feel included, wanted, pick it together, find other toys together and just like enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's like, get a cock ring, for example, and he can use that on him and you at the same time. You're both getting pleasure out of it. So explore sex toys, but together. Don't do it in secret and like hide it under your pillow, because that will cause more problems. If he did find it, he would probably feel like a bit emasculated and be like, oh, does she not find me sexy? Does she not want to have sex with me anymore? Do I not make her orgasm? Just include him and he will feel so much better. Would you say that's right?
Yeah.
If I like wanted to use a vibrator but you were a bit like, oh, I don't know if I want you to, and then I was like, listen babes, you can use it on me.
Yeah.
I had loads before I met you, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't have that many anymore, can't even put anything in, so I may as well just chuck it out. Yeah, so just include him. It won't, if he's like a sexual man himself, like if he likes sex, he will probably find it quite hot that you want to spice things up. Do you know what I mean? And then the last question is, what makes you feel at your most sexy? So I feel very sexy with a tan. Don't know why, couldn't tell you why. I just like my body with a tan. I feel sexy, I feel like a little bit like, look at me bitch, with a tan. I also really like lingerie. I find lingerie really sexy and I feel really sexy. I like wearing matching underwear. I like wearing corsets and like bodies like this, sexy pajamas. I feel sexy wearing sexy clothes. I think that's it really. Like, I feel at my most sexy with a tan wearing sexy lingerie. And I feel happy as well, like not just sexy, I actually feel happy. Like I feel happy in myself and I feel like I've kind of got my life together. Do you know what I mean? There's that meme that goes around, isn't there, that says like, if you have your, if you're wearing a matching set of underwear, you feel like you have your life together, and that's genuinely how I feel. So yeah, that is the end of this sex Q&A. If you'd like me to do another one, because I still have some questions, let me know and I will do one. I'm not shy about talking about this kind of stuff. I always put polls on my Instagram as well, so if you want to check those out, go and have a little look. And if you have any other questions about sex, leave them down below and I will get to answering them, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye guys. Dirty bastards. Hello everyone, my name's Millie and I'm a sex...
This is how you finger yourself.
Excuse me. Oh, I've got dead legs. Oh, my legs are so dead, I'm so uncomfortable. Excuse me.